And we's live.
We sure are. Now, I only see two people. Thomas says there's four.
I see six. I see six folks.
Well, okay, six folks. Let us know who you are. I see Skeeter and Thomas.
There's like four other people like lurking in the background.
Yeah.
What's up, NJ? How's it going,
Well,
man?
there's NJ. How you doing, doughboy? Ricky Johns. Ricky
What's up,
John.
Ricky? Man.
I was going to say, who's Mark? I was like, who's Mark?
Who's Mark?
Okay.
Oh, okay,
You know what?
yeah.
And there's Backyard Carp. Gary. He just put out a new video, guys, if you want to check it out. And you know what?
Okay.
He actually says something. You get to hear his voice. I was like, what? And look at these little stickers that they sent me. Wrong.
What? Did they mess
Yeah.
up or did you mess up?
You know I don't mess up, so they did.
Remember that laughing cats or whatever? Who was that?
Yeah.
Who was that? You or
Oh,
Thomas's messed up? Both.
we both can't read. That's what happened.
One of them. So one of y'all typed it, and one of y'all like was supposed to proofread it. And this was like both y'all messed up.
Yeah, so neither of us could spell, and then the people at the shop, they couldn't spell either. So, yeah.
That's
Okay,
funny.
so I see some more people coming in. Mr. Rogers,
What's up, Chucky?
Alan Dittmeyer, and look, Chucky. Okay, this is one, guys. We have been waiting on this one for a long time.
Yeah.
Since, February? Yeah, we ran into this awesome lady at CatCon. Okay. And she had a few things to say to us. And we was like, hold on. How about you get on our show? And she was like, yeah, I could be on your show. So what do you think, Jarrell? You want to bring her in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, she's muted. There we go.
Did you do that?
Yep, I got you.
There we go. We good.
Well, hello. How are you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
We are doing awesome. We have been waiting for this since February. Since February. It is finally here. So, we met you at
the CatCon in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. So, tell us who you are.
All right. Well, I am MamaJ Fishing, and I just love to fish for all species, but specifically catfish. And I just recently got into fishing for catfish after having two awesome experiences of fishing with a current YouTuber, and he just kind of took me through why he does it, and we talked extensively. And once I caught my first big one, I think at that time my first PB was 25 out of the boat. I was hooked, and I haven't turned back. So when I saw you at the CatCon and I saw the carp that you catch, and I'm like, well, she knows the adrenaline rush. And I'd seen a couple of your videos, and I knew you were going to be at the CatCon, so I had to meet you guys.
Yeah. Oh, and when you came up to us and you said you wanted to meet us, we were both like, what? Us? Really? And
yeah.
we were like in awe because someone was actually was standing there waiting to meet us. It was great. It was really great.
Right. Yeah.
See, I didn't have as many fans as Sharina did, but yeah, I had some people. It was like walking with a celebrity over at CatCon. Everyone wanted to see Sharina. they're like, "Oh, who's this guy with you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just over here with her."
Well, yeah, I actually caught your videos through her YouTube channel. So when I watched
Yeah,
both, I was like, "Yep, gotta meet him."
thank you. That
Awesome,
was nice.
awesome.
Yeah, I felt it was a
Now,
nice feeling.
I've seen you on Instagram. Now, do you have YouTube or do you plan on starting a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm kind of one of those people that likes to plan. So, right, I'm on Instagram. You see me do a lot of reels and a lot of posts. I have a YouTube channel. I just got to get my kids to get me comfortable with doing the filming on GoPro. So I have all the equipment. I got the straps and everything. I need to think. I've watched a couple of folks who say that mic that has the covering on it to keep the wind down is important. So I gotta get one of those. And then I think that's probably goal number 5 is to go ahead and launch my first intro on YouTube and then kind of do videos from there. So it's coming.
Okay, okay. We will be waiting too. And then once you get that started, we'll have you back on here, you know. So we're going to be
Absolutely.
waiting for that video to drop.
All right.
So, I mean, and what you got to do, just get out there, do it. Both of us, when we started, I was like afraid to talk. You know, I was like, this is silly, you know, trying to talk to people that aren't there, you know, and yeah, it's
That's
a learning experience, you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen a couple of different styles. I think I like. I see one style where they're fishing. They have the big camera behind them, but they have the mic, and they're kind of talking through what they're doing, what they're looking for. How it feels in their hand, and da da da. And then I see some that just don't have the back camera, and they just you see everything in front of them, and so you just know who they are because you're on
yeah,
their channel. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to decide which style I want to do.
yeah, and that was the
Let's.
go ahead, Trina. So Life of Cat goes. Do you have videos on other platforms, Mama J?
No, not yet. I'm just right now doing Instagram, and then like I said, I've got the YouTube set up. I just need to go ahead and launch it.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say was, yeah, kind of like what Trina said. It feels weird, because you're talking to the camera, but there's no one there. But once you start doing it, you don't feel as awkward, and then once you put out videos, and then people start commenting, "Oh, I can't wait for your next video." You're like, okay, well, they're gonna be so as the people comment, and as your little audience starts growing, you picture you picture that little GoPro as 50 people,
For
100 people, a
people,
thousand
yeah.
people. Yeah. So it gets a whole lot easier. It really does. Me, I am horrible at talking. Everybody knows I'm horrible at talking. And if I could do it, anybody could do
All right, I'll take it.
it. Yeah,
And
so
with the chesty, okay, I thought that it looks silly because I'm like, who wants to see my hands? You know, just doing like that. That turned into one of my best. I did a short, one of my best shorts, because they see, that action that you got going on. People want to see that. So that's a good idea. And like I said, shorts. Do a lot of shorts first. If you don't want to, do the long videos, do a bunch of little short videos, and that'll get your following. So
Okay, all right.
yeah.
I'm gonna try that. I mean, and
Well,
even if I have one, I haven't released it yet. I was driving up in the yard, parking the boat, and I'm like, well, somebody want to watch that? Yes, they do, because they want to get to know you. They want to see who you are, what you're doing, and things like that. So yeah, put a lot of shorts out and let them get to know you and what you like to do, and be crazy. Just let go.
Yeah.
all
And
right.
yeah, and also there's one other thing, which I'm sure you probably know too. Always like just be yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody knows how I act. I'm an idiot. I'm a jackass. I'm a clown. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I am. I'm just a goof. So like, yeah, just you just just got to be who you are. You know what I mean? And people like that. You know. And yeah, it's good though.
Come from a family of jokesters, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey y'all, I'm loving this. You rock, Marty. That's from
See,
Rosie Johnson.
You already have like a little awesome supporters already. So you already have like your foot through the door already. So you're doing good. You haven't started yet. You're doing good.
Hey, I've seen some of her catches on Instagram, and all you got to do make some videos with that, and you're set. You're set because those are some nice fish. Some nice.
Yeah,
your most recent one that.
Yeah, I caught
Tell us about that one.
I caught that carp on a Mep spinner with a with a tail on the end, and I mean when it was a male. When he hit it, I mean my line just poof. I mean you felt that like you hit a log, and it was like I just planted my feet because it was coming in like you weren't getting off, and I saw the tail, and I was like, yep. And bystander was going by. I was like, "You need some help?" I'm like, "How can you tell?" Yeah, that was a nice one. Yeah, that was like 14-6. So yeah.
Oh wow,
that was a good one. Your son, the handsome one. He sounds like me. He goes, "It's your son, the handsome one. You go, mama. I am in complete awe." Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. We have another question. How did you get started fishing?
Well, like all of us, you get around folks that fish, or if your family fish. Most of my family is from Texas. All came up to Kansas City, but never lost the love to fish. So I got used to worms, and then crickets, and then using bobbers where you clip them on, but then also putting on the adjuster, so you can adjust your depth. I can't think of what it is right now, but so the floating bobber, and then it just kept going from there. And we would go on all day Saturday trips, and I would just watch them, or they would teach me, and but kind of slowed down when I had kids, and then started getting my career. It kind of slowed down, but then as empty nest ages started coming, I was like, you know what? Oh, and then COVID, of course. I was like, you know what? I want to pick this back up, and just started watching the videos again. Started, honing my craft. Going in the basement, retie, learn how to do different ties, and then it's just it never left. It just got paused. So now it's back, and it's back in full force. If you were to look at my basement, it's a 2-car garage. One side's for the car, the whole other side is all my stuff. So if you need a space in my garage, it'll probably take me a couple days to clean it out.
Oh wow. Let's see. Drummer Travis, the whole family is watching.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Let's Backyard carp. Mama J, are you a bank or boat fisherman?
On a consistent basis, I'm a bank, but I do have some friends that have boats, and so they will take me out. And then, of course, if I do a charter, and they have availability, of course, I'll do that. I'm looking forward to, it's on my bucket list, getting a boat. So that I can go out more consistently, especially when the weather changes and they want to migrate to the deeper water or something like that. I can still have the opportunity to fish and still catch the big ones. I've looked at roundabout boats, which my family totally said, I've looked at the smaller pontoon 2-seater boats where you can take one out, put it in, so I'm like, okay, I'll have to look around for, 15, 17 footer, something that I can control, getting on and off the trailer by myself, that type of stuff. maybe a mini pontoon. I don't know. The sky's the limit, but whatever it is, it's going to be decked out for catfish, and then I can maybe go to the other end and do a little, jig or whatever fishing. So not yet, it's coming, and that'll probably be my biggest video because I'll be screaming if I get a boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll be waiting for that one too.
yes.
So,
I'm sure when you
go ahead.
get people to know it's a boat. Every time I'm out in my boat, everybody thinks I'm on a kayak. That's how small my boat is. Everybody thinks it's a kayak.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought yours was a kayak too.
It looks like a kayak. That's why it's a 10-foot Bass Raider Pelican boat. That's it. It's a 10-foot, and how I have the camera set up, it's like closer, so I have more space, but behind the camera, it's behind the phone or the GoPro, whatever, and so yeah, they think it's a kayak, and it basically is. It's just a. I call it my glorified kayak. That's all it is, because that's a trolling motor. All it is just a glorified staple kayak.
Yeah,
but it gets the job done.
Yeah,
I
looked sideways at that when I saw you in it. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So,
yeah.
So you've showed the whole thing, Jarrell? Have you showed your actual, like what it actually looks like?
I have a picture of it. I don't even know if I showed you it. I have a picture, and I said, this is why I'm always late on my lives. People always like, where are you at, man? You're late. I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of stuff to unload.
Okay, we have another question. Living in Florida, will you be fishing in freshwater or saltwater when you get a boat?
Well, living in Florida, it's gonna depend. The size of fish, I should say, the size of catfish, I like to try to get are up in the upper region of Florida. So if you're familiar with the Georgia-Alabama border, there's a river I love to fish. It's called the Chattahoochee River. It's in Apalachicola. So for that area, yeah, I'll need a boat. If I do saltwater, I'll probably do a charter, because a lot of those, the intercoastal, if you go out to the ocean, you kind of have to have a captain's license for some of that, because you've got some bigger, larger barges out there, so you got to kind of have your captain's license. So I'll do a charter, and maybe that's bucket list number 25 to get a captain's license. But when I go and visit family and friends or something, I'll just say, hey, what lake's got the catfish, and I'll just go bank fish and go there. So I don't know. I may be blessed to have a boat here, the boat there, the boat there. And I won't have to worry about it. Wherever I go, I can get a boat.
You get like a map. You'd be having you'll be putting you're like, okay, well, I got a boat right there, and then one over here. And you have like little thumbtacks on there.
There you go. There you go.
That's funny.
Drummer Travis, Lexi says hello to her auntie.
Hey, sweetie cakes.
Let's see. Yes, you do. Rosie Johnson says, yes, you do come from a long line of people who love to fish. We've been fishing for years. Great grandma, grandpa, mother, aunts, uncles, not cousins. LOL.
Yeah, I've got some cousins that are like, you just bring it and cook it, but we are not going out on the water, because we know you don't have control to come back at a decent time. No, I can get up and go at 6 a.m. and I won't leave until I can't. Like, I'll have a headlight on to try to look for my bobber or whatever, or I'll let the drag go. So if they take it, I'll hear the click, but no one else. They'll be like, no. How long are you gonna stay? Oh, 12, 13 hours? No, we're good. See you when you get back.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't. When I go fishing, I don't come home until I'm dead tired, where I can barely walk through the door. That's how I like fishing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if
you always
somebody
say,
asks how long you're going to be gone, you're like,
Yeah,
you
the
say.
take.
but well, you always say last cast. Like, okay, this is my last cast, and it never fails. You hook one, or or you
Yep.
get something, and it's like, okay, last cast. Okay, give me 5 more minutes, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I can't run the car battery down. Like, I gotta get home. Okay, there's gonna be things coming out wanting to eat at night, and I'm by myself a lot of the time, so I'm like, okay, I got, and then folks will start texting, where are you? I'm like,
Yeah.
coming home.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
Thomas used to always say, "Look, when are you coming in?" I'm like, "Okay, one last cast, okay." And then, like you say, if you catch something, I always add 5 more minutes to my time. So I'll catch something, 5 more minutes, something again. So I keep adding minutes and minutes. So yeah, I know how it is.
Because whenever you catch something, it just like resets your whole fishing schedule. It
Yep.
resets the
Yep.
And then if you
That
miss
timer
one,
start.
that
then
makes
if
it
you
worse.
miss one, you're like, okay, I got to try to get that one. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that fish could swim way up the river, but you still got to try to get it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
Or,
Okay.
or if you have one and it comes off, you're like, okay, so now I got to catch 2 more because I should have had this one already on the bait. So now I got to catch 1 more and then I got to catch another one to replace it. To make sure I come out
Then
ahead.
the worst of that is the foul hook. Like, you foul hook, you get it in. It's like, oh, okay, swim right here so I can catch you legally. Then I'll feel good.
Yes.
Doesn't work.
Yes.
Doesn't work. Just
Oh, goodness.
let me reset that timer. Yep.
Okay. Now, speaking of that river, yeah,
Apalachicola.
Apalachicola. Yeah. Okay. I hear that you have fished with a famous YouTuber. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah, the guy is awesome. You've probably heard of him, River Certified, and he will go on his channel, do a quick, hey, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be there. If you like to fish with me, sign up. And I've done that for 2 years in a row. And he's a really nice guy. Really takes his time and explains why he's positioning the boat, and it's really an art to catching fish. Some people say, "Oh, you can just throw some worms in or get them in and hook and da da da." And I'm like, no, you have to consider all your conditions, where you are, the full moon, quarter moon, the wind, the water temperature. If it's too high, if it's too low, if it's fast current, where's the current scene, and even from the bank, you can tell that. But in a boat, it's really, because then you have to watch, any other boaters, and if they've released the water, if the water is going to change the bite. And so when we were on that river, it's controlled by an electrical system where they can release the water. So he was constantly educating me on, if you get a boat, watch for this, watch for that. And first year, I caught 25, which is the fish in the background. And then this year, I caught my PB of 40. And you'll see that on my Instagram. That was a 40-pound blue.
I think we might. You got that picture, Jarrell?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up.
And it slimed me like crazy, and I didn't care. Like, my clothes, I had to wash them at least 3 times. Like, it stunk, but I did not care.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's the first year, the one with the black shirt. That was the 40-pound blue, and it was raining. You probably can tell by the water. And he was like, "You want to get under the bimini and take the picture?" Absolutely not. Take it now. And yeah. So you guys,
That's a nice fit.
yeah, check out River Certified. He's a really nice guy, and if he, like I said, he'll do a short and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area here, here, and here," and if you, book a charter with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. And let's see if I can fix this. What happened?
That's okay.
Oh, it's small. Remove from the stream. There we go.
There
And
you
yeah,
go.
whenever I went to CatCon over there, because I don't even know. I don't know if you know where I'm from. I'm from West Texas, so I'm all the way down here from West Texas. And whenever I went to CatCon, it was him. But first, the main YouTuber I wanted to meet out of the whole thing was Sharina. That was the main one I had to meet. But I had to my favorite YouTuber first, which was Sharina. And yeah, so Spencer of River Certified and Justin Johnson from Kayak Catfish. Those two other guys, those are my favorite YouTubers. And when I went there, they weren't there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't find out to work. Like, what, Sharina? We're there like what, 2 hours? And about 2 hours, they said they probably weren't gonna be there. But
He was crushed.
So met Justin when the CatCon was in Kansas City. I got to meet him. He's real nice. I love Catfish Sumo and how they educate you on the catfish and all the stuff. So he was really nice. And then Spencer wasn't there, but ran into Has Life and his crew. So Ernie the Hog Snatcher and Brian B. And those guys are really, really nice. And then I just talked to a lot of the different vendors that were selling their products and kind of, telling you. But the coolest thing was the punch bait. Oh my gosh, that punch bait! And the carp, it's right up there with the carp bait. Putting it on the weight, and those are two top notch baits for catching carp and or catfish because they bite both. I've caught a catfish trying to catch carp. And with that hook being small, it was a lot more fight. But so and then Kentucky, of course, was awesome. That place was just awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so since we're talking about bait here, Jerry Johnson wants to know, what is your favorite bait to use?
Hey, sweetie. Yeah, so I like cut bait, of course, because that's what they eat. But some states you have to watch the rules and how to catch them and da 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 da. But that punch bait, I've never lost with the punch bait and worms. Some people like the chicken and hot dogs and all that. I've done it. You get your hands get a little dirty, and then the bugs start flying around if you don't wash your hands off. All that stuff. But definitely, if they, and then you have to consider where you're fishing. So some areas, the fish don't want the cut bait; they want the hot dogs and the chicken and the punch bait. But then some fish want the cut bait. The bluegill, the tilapia, and I've tried blue water, the carp bait that they kind of prepackaged for you, and so it all works. It just depends on where you are. But yeah, my favorite is probably the punch bait. The punch bait and the cut bait. They're like 1A.
Which punch bait is this you're talking about? Which one is it?
Geez, what haven't I tried? The striker punch bait, Captain D's punch bait, the kind you get out of Walmart, 777. Jewel's got this little bag, and it gives off an awesome scent. Like when it hits the water, you see the oil slick at the top, and then it just kind of dissipates. So it doesn't matter. You try it all to see what works, and you got 2 or 3 lines out there with different options. Give them the store. And once you start getting consistent with one bite, you switch up to everything else, and bam, you got a smorgasbord. Because they'll smell it. It's like, oh, hey, where's my friend? Oh, they ate it. Yeah.
And there's some people who don't know how they don't know how is that they just they don't understand how that punch bait works. Is it's like every time that punch bait, it works just like that pack bait. As you cast it, you're chumming that area with that scent over and over again, just like the pack bait when you carp fish. So because I don't know. Whenever you use the punch bait, do you use a treble hook or how do you use it? Do you use a treble or?
Yeah. So if it has the fibers in it, I'll use treble hook. So Jules is a good one because it has the catfish fiber stuff. So I'll
Yeah.
throw the treble hook. Sometimes I use the treble hook that has the spring.
Yeah.
That stays on pretty good. I've used soft as well, and sometimes gosh, you gotta really use something with that you can dry off, and because once it's wet, it's kind of hard to keep it on there, and you throw it out, and you see your bait all in the air. So it again, it just depends on the water flow. You know, if it's heavy current, it's going to knock it off before it gets to the bottom. You know, if it's a smaller pond, not a lot of current, you can throw that stuff, and even if it knocks it off, then you chumming it. Like you said, you're chumming it. It's a small lake; they're going to find it. So
Yeah. I have a video. I'll send you the videos too after the live. I use unless you've seen them already. I use the gauze. You see those videos? I use the gauze with the striker bait with the so I can be using my circle hooks. Man, that stuff works awesome. Also, that gauze comes in handy for a lot of stuff. You know, because you use this for chicken liver too. It's not just for the punch bait. And
right.
that stuff is really good. And if you do, the thing I like was that if you do hook into a bigger catfish, you can have a good circle hook on you, well, which is better than using a treble hook, in my opinion. You know, I mean, you have a better chance at landing them for a big channel. I mean, bigger catfish. But yeah,
now, Jarrell,
yeah, go ahead.
I've actually used that gauze to catch gar before because their teeth just get caught up in the gauze.
Yeah.
So just use it, like let it hang off of the hook. You know, I've used that gauze for that before.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of that stuff comes in handy.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Jerry Johnson.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Where is one place you'd like to go and fish?
Gotta think about that. Where? Well, I know the Tennessee rivers have some hogs. Ohio kind of has some hogs, but you gotta kind of go near the dams. You know, I watch the videos where the guys are going near the dam and catching some hogs. Of course, Mississippi, Missouri. You know, so it's but those are waterways that have those barges. So again, until I get a captain's license, I'd have to do a charter because you just can't get out there in a boat. You gotta know what you're doing on those rivers because those currents are so swift.
Yeah.
Those are like the top four, just, you know, just to get a hog, you know, just to hear the line just peeling, you know, that's just the adrenaline right there. You're so
I like that.
Get the rod of the holder because it's just like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those four would be Tennessee, Ohio, Mississippi, and Missouri.
Now, I know of this one river that, you know, you could come and fish at, and it's not real far from my house. Okay. It's the White River. So you might want to try to fish there.
That sounds like an invite. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's close to the Ohio. I mean, hey, there's the Wabash too. So yeah. So when you feel like traveling,
anytime.
Come on ahead.
Okay. See you next weekend. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Jarrell's going to be here in July, so think about it. We could just make it all.
Okay.
Thomas is looking at me like.
That's funny.
Yep. We'll talk about it. Cool.
Awesome.
She's gonna be staying over there. Y'all gonna make me sleep outside or in a hotel.
Okay, another question. Who are the people that you like to watch on YouTube?
That's big. That's wow. So of course, you know, River Certified Kite Catfishing has life when he posts. Wow. Serena, of course, you when you do your post. Like you don't do like the big video. Like when I see you, and I'm like, oh, she's getting ready to lay out some, and you turn around and go, it's like a tease. It's like. Did where and I see your polls lined up, but so like, can we get like a 20-minute video of what you're doing?
Okay.
Too short, so I get you.
I see. I don't really know how to work my GoPro and things like that. So what I put out there is like, you know, I know they're teasers, but
yeah, they're teasers. Like I want to see the action. You just kind of hold it and then you turn around and there's this fish, and then that's it. It's like, well, after the fact, yeah.
They magically appear.
Yeah.
What she does, she goes over and she starts clapping, and they start jumping up on the on the bank.
Yeah.
That bank out there is tough, though. Okay, so when I'm out there fishing, and to make a video, sometimes it's really tough out there. You know, see, I'd be showing you guys like I might fall down. Shoot, there's times where I've almost fallen down the bank. You know, I want to show that.
Those are bloopers.
So, yeah.
So
I need a cameraman.
Yeah, I get it. But,
No, yeah.
So I just did a search for catfish folks and just started watching them. What they do, how they do. From like I said, the Tennessee Watch Bar, I like those guys, and DC. There's still a guy that was in DC. He moved to where is Arizona, Fishing Magician or something. I kind of like how he does the punch bait stuff. And so it's just everybody. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy's good too. He just quit his job, Top Knox Fishing. He took a leap of faith and quit his job, and he's just doing it now full time. He's
a cool dude. I talked to him a little bit. Mark. He's a good dude. He's real, man. He gets on some good fish, man. He knows what he's doing. He's funny too. I like him a lot.
Yep. Yeah, he just said a kid inspired him. His parents let him watch videos, and they ended up crossing paths. And the kid was just like, and I can't remember all of what he said, but whatever it was, he went in that Monday and was like, "Peace, I'm out. I'm retiring." And that was it. So and his videos are like 45 minutes. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I'll get skunked. But, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. But, yeah, he's good. I like Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any overseas fishing you'd like to do?
So if you all are familiar with Jeremy Wade, the river, like I would love to do some of that type of fishing. I don't know if I'm gonna be as courageous as he is with going into the swamp, talking to the leader, getting permission to fish.
He is crazy, man. He has to have like grass, man. No chance.
Yeah.
Out, like he just, hey guys, I got a fish. Tell me about this fish that's causing y'all's problem. Let me catch it for you.
Yeah, and some of his boats are see-through boats, are those itty bitty, and I'm like, I would love to do it, but I like all the places that he went when he caught those real exotic fish. So like I said, he was over in the Amazon and some of the other places over there. I would just like to go and maybe catch one. They got some air palmers that are huge. Yeah. And now I catch the peacock bass in Florida. I would love to catch one of those. Yeah, I would love to catch a peacock bass.
Yeah.
Bigger than what it's in Florida. Yeah. So that's Amazonish area, wherever they are. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I've always seen everybody catch those peacock bass over in Florida, man. And like no matter what, every one of them is usually like this big, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they look like a whole lot of, and just like how they look too, they look so cool. You know, the colors, everything. What the
Yeah.
males have that big knot on their head, I think the males do, and the
Yeah.
females don't. I think they just
Right.
look awesome, and they look like a whole lot of fun to catch, man.
Yeah.
But,
And I've had a
yeah,
couple of friends like, well, what kind of line do you use? And I'm like, the heaviest one, because what I don't want to happen is it snaps. And they said, well, braid a mono, the heaviest one, because I don't want it to break or snap. So, and they'll say, well, the reel says you can only put 20 pounds. Okay, here's
Okay.
65. Yeah.
it's like I got the real. That's the real. I can put whatever I
Yeah.
want. You know what I mean?
Speaking
Man,
of
that's so
reels, speaking of reels, spinning or bait caster?
I prefer spinning. I'm a
Oh.
left-handed, and so sometimes that bait caster just feels a little funny in my hand, and then trying to stop the line so that it doesn't backlash and go all crazy. That tying off is a pain when that happens, and but the spinning all day, just I can whip those suckers out there, and it's easier to
All
do
these,
the
all
10.
these spinners.
That's right, love it.
That's funny. I use both. Trina's only bait cast. I use both.
Yeah, only bait casters. But I'll. And the funny thing is, I have a Shakespeare tiger. Don't really
Oh,
like it, and it has a a spinner on it. Okay, spinning reel. It catches everything, and it's like, come on, stop making me look bad. You know, because I always talk about the spinner, and I don't like the Shakespeare. So both
right,
is catching them all.
right,
So
right. Yeah. Well,
okay,
start off doing, the closed face. That's how I learned how to do it until I got comfortable with open. Then that was it. And then, I can do bait cat. It's just like, man. And it's awkward. It's an awkward reel. It's something about it. But eventually, when stuff isn't biting and I want to catch bait and I want to catch a bluegill or something, I'll use it just for bait and reel it in. But yeah, big boys go on the spin.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you talk about the line that you put on your spinning reel. You say you mainly use spinning reels. So I assume you use braid, right?
Yes.
So what pound of braid do you have on there? Does it depends like on what you're fishing for? I imagine then.
Yeah.
Catfish wise,
So
what would the braid be using? You'd be using.
right. So I think on one of my rods I got 65 pound. I think I got a couple 40. And then of course, what I think is awesome, and what people are probably going to yell at me here in a minute. I love the fact of these companies and these entrepreneurs and other fishing folks that do the pre-tie rigs, because I'm telling you, when you hook into something and it breaks, all you want to be able to do is reach down in the bag, put a pre-tie back on, you're back in seconds. You
Mm-hmm.
know, unless you do some three-way rig or some additional rigging, but you're back. So the braid, put the swivel, pre-tie rig, you're back. Put the bait on, you're gone. So I'll try to do 65 to and to me, I haven't found that it matters, but 65 mainline to a 40-pound leader, a 30-pound leader, a 20-pound. But I want to make sure that pull, that drag is there, and I got support on both ends. So like I said, 65, 30, and 40 on some. I like colors, so I've got orange and blue, and I think I got green. I got a green line down there. Just depends on the watercolor, if they see it, all that stuff. So, yeah.
He's lagging.
Uh-oh.
Do what?
Am I cutting in and out?
No, you sound good.
No, I hear
Okay,
you.
good. Okay. But yeah,
Okay,
Trina,
laughing cat. Shrina pre-ties rigs on rainy days. Wet.
yeah, that's what I do. If I know I'm gonna fish in a
You
snaggy
have to.
area, which is mainly the bank, I always go out there with like just like last night. I went out there with like six pre-tied rigs, just because. Also, when you're live, like me and Trina, we go live and stuff fishing, and you don't want everybody waiting the whole time. You want to just, we get the rig, put it on there, and get back out there like that. So yeah, I know what you mean
Only
by that.
6, Terrell? Come on. Only 6?
Do what?
Only 6?
Six what?
You said you only have 6 pre-tied.
Yeah, that's all. I only needed one last night. I know I'm not gonna get six times. I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get stuck six times on the boat on the bank. Probably, yeah, but not on the boat.
When you're out here, you probably need like 36. So,
Oh my god.
I mean, there's a lot of snags out there. I did a
Yeah.
video that showed the things that were down there. I took that one picture. It was the piece of a stove, a wrought iron stove. So more of it's out there. Yeah.
Wow.
So you need a lot of pre-tides out here.
Man, that's rough.
Wow. All right. Taking
When
notes.
you come, so when you come, we'll spend one day pre-tying rigs to prepare for the next day.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll have some courses. Today we're tying rigs. Tomorrow we're making pack bait. Do you use pack bait?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've used it.
Do you have a special recipe?
Or yeah.
I've done the corn. I guess the what do you call it? It's the yellow corn, like the harmony corn or something.
Harmony?
I put that in there. Yeah, strawberry, vanilla, and then the panko. Kind of mix it up, a little bit of water, mix it up. It's worked. Especially if you use the fake corn, it's better than the real corn because you got to keep a can of corn on the side. But the fake corn, they don't seem to tear off as easily. Yeah, but I mean, I've seen so many different recipes. Some people use fruit cocktail.
Oh wow!
There's a guy called Outdoor with Tom or something. He's a cool, real cool guy. He uses like fruit cocktail and pears and
Yeah,
stuff.
he used potatoes one time too. I think he used potatoes.
Yeah, now potatoes, they do work. I've used potatoes.
Okay.
Next, I'm gonna try sweet potatoes or yams. I'm gonna try that. So.
And then some people use the pellets. There's the pellets you can get at the trailer stores or something. They feed certain animals, but carp and catfish will eat them. They're pretty long. Yeah. So, yep. So it just, you just mix it and see what happens. And if you don't get a bite, you have them pre-made off to the side and you mix something else and see if they like it. But fake corn, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole lot easier. It's a whole lot easier because just like you said, they rip it off the hook and then you're only using the baiting needle. Like, okay, well that piece of corn ain't no good. I needed like a better one. It gets annoying, like especially around here whenever the bite gets really fast.
that hair rig. I don't have time for that.
Oh yeah, I love it. Well, yeah, I love it. I just stick it in the pack bait. They end up getting it eventually.
Trina don't believe in the hair rig. She's like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't doing that. I'm like, all right. But then again, though,
takes too much time.
Like how she fishes and what she catches, I'm like, if I was her, I'd be like, I'm not doing that because there's no need to because you're not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? You're not gonna catch more fish. But like, you know what I mean? Like you can't get better than what you're doing already. So whenever she says, I laugh. But yeah, it's completely understandable. Hello, everyone. Is it working good?
So, have you ever mixed a weird bait? Like, just tried something, just anything?
Yes. I got a 10-aught hook I put hot dog at the top. Um, those little catfish nuggets, I think like Team 7 or somebody, I put that on next. And then I put like 2 worms on next. And then there's like a punch bait or a chum bait. It's in a little bag, like chum pod or something. And I tacked that on the end. I knew the minute it would hit the water, it dissolve, and then that other stuff would slide down. So I mean, yeah, I've done some crazy.
You tossed out a buffet on a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like take your pick.
Like if they have like this chub, they can have this catfish nugget. If they want this catfish nugget, they can just have this. Like, they gotta be something on this hook that they gotta eat.
Yep. Just bite it. That's all I need you to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Oh, Mama J going with custom baiting techniques.
Yes.
Okay. Now I mentioned that because Jarrell's going to be doing a tournament of homemade baits. Have you ever done like a live fishing tournament before?
No, but that's on my bucket list to do. I've watched a lot of the is it called Twisted Cats or something, where they have all the sea art tournaments. Everybody has a boat, and then they go and weigh them. And I think Palmetto, Mr. Kevin, Palmetto Cats will do live when they do the weigh-ins, and I'm always like, wow, my gosh. So I'm like, yep, I gotta, gear up for that. And I mean, I've jokingly told friends, I don't need to be the main person. I'll be the wing person. Like, if I just get to help us get the biggest fish, like I just want to go. Like, I don't need to be the person. I just want to help win the pot.
Right.
Give me some of it. And I'm happy. Heck, if we can bag 2 40s and the third fish is a 6, we won. Like, I just want to get out there.
Yep.
Yep, I'm a good wing person, and I don't have to be the main person. I want to get out there, but yeah, it's on my list. Yep.
Okay. Well, we have a carp tournament coming up. I mean, it's not like as big as the other ones, but it could get you out there and get that channel started, and you'd be like, hey, Mama J, she's got a channel on it, so we can get you out there. Right. We're going to be having a carp tournament and a homemade bait tournament. So you might want to get into those.
Yeah.
And another good tip, Mama J, is make wherever you're gonna fish at, like for the tournament, make sure you have signal, because that killer is, that signal is a killer, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like a curse to like everybody. You're like, oh man, this spot is awesome. This is a great spot. Man, you get there and you just like, how come I don't have a signal over here? Like, what's going on? It's like, no matter what, it's a good spot. For some reason, it's like a fisherman's curse. It's like a live fisherman's curse. It's like, if it's a good spot, for some reason, signal is very bad there.
Yeah. And I see you got, StreamYard, and then some folks just flip the phone on and just run the video part until their phone gets hot, or or they lose battery. So, I've been looking at the different ways people go live and do their stuff. And then they have a moderator that reads all the chat and stuff like that. So I would really have to have, tag team with someone to be able to do that. I've been really impressed by a lot of the folks that are out here doing that live stream off the boat. So yep. So we'll have to.
You have us. We will help you if you need it.
Yeah, we'll talk about July most definitely. Yeah, I can come beat Jarrell, real quick. I'll outfish you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna get my butt kicked by you two ladies.
Yep.
And then once you get your boat,
flight home,
you get you some YOLO Tech gear. Use my code. Save you some money.
I will check it
out. Okay, so I was looking at your Instagram, and there were some goals for 2023. I saw 3 of them. Uh, what? So that's my sidekick over there. But anyways, your goals for
Oh,
2023.
she didn't yell,
One
get
of
the
them
net.
was
Let her talk. I'm joking.
one of them was
I'm sorry.
using your Abu Garcia Pro Max.
Yes, that's the bait caster. Yep.
No,
That's
That,
man.
the low
that
profile.
that's been a challenge. I think I'm gonna have to take that braid off and put mono on until I get used to using the brakes and learning how to set it. Um, and then
Hmm.
again, being left hand, I see some people swing from the side, swing over. If they're punching for bass in the lily pads, everybody uses a technique. So um, that's why I said I want to learn how to use it. I'm not afraid to use it, and I want to eventually move up to where I'm using the bait caster for catfish and not spinning rods. But I said I gotta start small. I don't want to jump into something big like the ones you got from CatCon. I got it, but I want to get it, and so I'm just one of those people. I like to practice and know what I'm doing, know what the brakes mean. The drag, like that drag is a lot different on those bait casters versus the spin rod. It's right in the front. You just hit it and it either lets the fish run up the stream or you lock it down until they get tired.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that one. I haven't posted a goal number 4 or 5, but I got like 25 of them.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say, what do you have other goals? But with
yeah,
those bait casters, you gotta uh, spool it really tight so you won't backlash. That's what
yeah,
I've seen a little bit tighter. Let's
yeah.
see, backyard
Well,
braider mono, Sharina's favorite subject.
uh, it's a combination of both. Um, the braid definitely on the spinning rod when I want to really get out in the water from the bank. Um, putting that putting that braid on there, probably a 3 ounce weight. Whether I do the Kentucky rig or the whoever's rig, like I can really get that out. But that mono sometimes it's like wow, it's kind of hard to go. But if I'm bank fishing or not, well, I should say bank fishing, but fishing close to the bank, if there's a drop off right at the bank, I'll go ahead and use the mono because I don't have to really force it out far. But boy, that braid sure does, you know, do its job. Bad thing about braid is it's windy. Your line kind of sways in the wind, so you really have to watch. Is that a bite or is that the wind? That mono, once you lock it down, high wind or not, it's set. So you're good. It's then you just watch your rod tip, let them take it. So it's situational. Um, but if I had to, with no wind, no water flow, I would use braid all day. Um, like I said, but now it just depends. One day it's 80 degrees, no wind. The next day is 75. You can still fish, but it's a 40-mile-an-hour gust. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you just always have your rods where you can just go back and forth and
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what a lot of things is. Kind of like when people ask, like, "Hey, do you use spinning or bait cast?" I use both. People ask me, "Do you use mono or braid?" I go, "I use both because it just depends." You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it just all depends. Like it's like asking someone what size hook you use. Like, well, I use an 8 or a 10. It's not just one only specific hook. You know what I mean? It's all, or like what type of bait? What type of bait do you use? Like, well, I use cut carp mainly, but I do use this other bait. It's like it's never one answer. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
it's always
Right.
else. It's always it all depends on the conditions and also the time of year too. The time of
yep,
year also.
yep. And sometimes you have to go to a smaller hook. In the winter months, they may still bite, but they're not going to
Yeah.
open their mouth that much as if they would in the summer when they're slamming them. And you can put a 8, a 9, 10, jumbo hook, and they'll just
Yeah.
inhale. But in the winter, put something small piece of bait, So at least they get it in their mouth, and then you set the hook from there. And 9 times out of 10, you catch it unless you just pull it out,
Yeah.
their mouth. And that's one thing too. That's a technique. Like you don't want to yank. Like old school. Boy, you set the hook, yank it. Well, sometimes you can pull it out of their mouth. So you probably want to let them take it first, tighten your line, and then set the hook. And so you have to kind of get used to that, because otherwise you'll rip it out their mouth, and then you'll be out there till midnight trying to catch it.
Yep. Let's see. Laughing Cat, does Florida really have winter months? LOL.
No, but they do have hurricane season, so that does just disrupt the fishing just a little bit. Because that barometric pressure just you can't really do anything. But no, you can fish Christmas Day if you want. Temperature's fine, and if they're biting, you'll get them. Worms, minnows, hook bait, whatever. So, yeah.
So, when you're going out on a day of fishing, do you have any type of, I'll say rituals that you do to start your fishing?
Oh boy, my family's probably gonna laugh about this. Yeah. So the night before, I do all my prep. I make sure I got enough weight and hooks and my bag's packed, the bait's ready, the line, my rods, and they're all broke down, snapped together, whatever. Get up in the morning, check everything out, put everything, strategically in the car. I've got a little wagon, so that's last, because when I get there, I want that to come out first. My chairs are in the wagon, the bait, the minnows, all that stuff. And then after that, it's just finding somewhere comfortable to fish, restroom possibly. But if I have to go, I can pick everything up, put it in the car, and go and then come back. But yeah, there's a lot of madness to getting your reels and stuff ready. And I don't do all the oils and all that. I mean, mine are squeaky, but I like them. But yeah, I've got a serious ritual. And it would be the same thing with a boat. You pull back to the dock, get out, put the brake on, go take your straps off, put the plug in, Okay, you get back in the car, you pull it down a little bit, So I think everybody's got their little quirks. My family just roll their eyes like, are we going fishing or are we going on like, why do we have to have all this bait?
Exactly.
I got a car. Like, I got a big, we've got like a big basket. I got a medium basket. I've got a big net. I've got an extended net. Like, I'm covered. I don't want to have to worry about anything.
Nothing at all.
Exactly.
You want it covered. You know what I mean? You want it covered like at all times.
I've got a battery operated light. I've got a light that charges. So if the batteries run dead, then I put it's serious. Like, I've got grippers and it's.
You can never have too many bags.
Thank you. I don't understand. I don't know why they don't understand.
Right. Thomas is like, you got this bag for this and this bag. I'm like, okay, I need another one for this. Yeah.
Okay, so MamaJ, you're gonna start doing like YouTube videos and stuff, right? Okay, so imagine this now. This is when it's gonna get a little bit different. So you carry all this stuff, right? Okay, if you're gonna start doing videos, man, your stuff that you bring along with you is gonna get a whole lot more. You gotta be having your camera, your lights, your tripods. Yep. Oh man, it's gonna be a whole lot. There's gonna be added a whole lot more stuff to your usual things.
Yeah, like, the batteries and the SIM cards and
yeah. A lot of people don't know, like you know what I mean, like that. Because they just see like what we do. Man, it's a lot. It's hard, man. And I didn't get to show this earlier. I guess now's a good time for me to show it. Okay, so here's my boat. Let me see if I can show this real fast.
That's like I don't know what I would do. I can't even.
everybody always wonders, hey man, you're always late. You're always late on your live. Okay, so that's my little boat, and look how much stuff is packed on there. I got
It's like
seven rods, 2 batteries. I got my black light. I got my, you know what I mean? I got so much stuff. And,
I'd be afraid of saying.
That's an accident waiting to happen right there.
and here's the thing. I don't have a boat trailer.
It is.
I don't have a boat trailer. I put that boat, I pick up the boat, I put it in a tailgate, I push it up, I load everything on it, I go to the lake, load everything off, take the boat out, put everything back on. Yeah, so just in case anybody does wonder why I'm late, like if I'm late and it's a live stream on a boat, that's why I'm late. It takes about almost an hour to load up everything off the boat.
Then why are you late when you're on the bank?
Because people might be fishing in my spot. That, or I got lucky, or I got lazy. I was just dragging butt that day.
Wow.
Excuses. Let's see. What is your favorite fish to target? Laughing gas.
Yeah, so it's always the catfish. But when it's the seasonal stuff, so of course, like I caught the carp, the big 13, 14-inch crappie, they'll light your line up. That's a fight. It's just like fighting a bass, because I can't, especially from a boat. I've done crappie fishing from bank and boat, and they'll light your line up, especially as big ones. That'd be second. Of course, I like a big hand-sized bluegill any day. They'll put a fight to you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some big ones out there. And then, after that, it's whatever bites. Like I've caught short nose gar, long nose gar. Of course, living in Florida, you catch the peacock bass. I've caught one pupfish and forgot to take a picture. I was so excited. And that's on the seaside. So it's just so I set up the line for catfish and then I go down the line. Like, oh, okay, well, I can leave that over there. Let's try this spinner. Let's try this. Let's try this. What I want to get to is where I have enough reels where I don't have to keep, cutting off, my MEP spinner or my this or that. I can just reach over and go, oh, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'll put that down, pick this up. But then that'll mean I need a 3-car garage because then I won't have enough room for the car stuff that's already down there. Yep.
Now, Gary asked, alligator gar?
I tell you, I have, let's see, have I caught it? I don't think I've caught one yet. But they've got those in Texas, Jarrell, in some of those creeks up there. And I tell you, what's the guy that catches them? Is it Pig Patrol or TV Pig something guy? He catches some big ones. I would like to tackle with one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, that would spoil me. Them things are insane.
Yeah, they'll pull you. I mean, anytime you gotta get a rope to, hog tie it.
To lasso the fish.
Yeah, you got to lasso the fish.
Yeah, Gary asked because he's caught a big alligator gar. So in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good ones north of me, about 4 hours north of some rivers and creeks of those big alligator gars, and then there's some down by Austin. Dallas and by Austin too over there. Yep. But I don't travel that much. But man, if I had them, I'd be tearing it up though if I had them close to me.
Is that right?
Yeah, you catch one, you'll want to catch another.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like with the carp, you catch a big carp, you want to catch another. Yeah.
Now we have gar here, Jarrell, so
I'm hoping to catch one. unless you don't catch everything, you're catching all those fish. I'm like, oh man, hopefully by July, hopefully there's something left for me to catch.
Oh
We got
yeah.
like 12,
Oh yeah.
like 12 fish in 4 hours. I'm like, oh, okay. Then so like, is she gonna be doing this every day? There's gonna be nothing left for me to catch when I get there in July.
Well, when you get here, I want you to catch a grass carp because
Yeah, that's the main thing.
those baby carp that you catch, you'll be like, whoa. I mean, yeah, the fight of that grass carp it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's like what she was talking about Jeremy Wade and the Arapaima. That was around whenever I saw that episode when it came out. I saw those grass carp. I'm like, man, I would like to catch one of those. Those look like you know what I mean? They look like Arapaimas and stuff. I'm like, and I started looking up on my phone. Man, we have these anywhere around me, and like the closest place is Dallas, like those big community, those fancy community ponds. Yep. That's where we have them at. I'm like, man, that's way too far for me.
I think the best Jeremy Wade one was, and I can't remember where he was fishing, what season it was, but he was on the bank and he was on a rock, and he hooked something in fast-moving water, and he turned around to his producer and he says, I'm going to chase it. He threw his keys and whatever else, and he jumped in the water.
Jumped right into the water.
I was like, is he serious? But down the way, he got to a sandbar and he had the fish. I'm like, I'm done.
He's something else.
He's serious. I think that was the goonch, that goonch catfish. I think that was the episode. I think that was one. And man, he was like my hero for like 10 years.
Okay, Laughing Cat. If you could only target one fish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd have to say the blue cat. That is just that blue cat is. I'm telling you, when they hit, they like you don't have to second guess it. You know the channels, the flathead, they pick. But when that blue hits, I mean it's tip pole in water. Period.
Yeah,
that's it. It's you get it and that's it. So blue. Yep. 100%.
That's what I was shaking my finger at. It's like, was that comment?
Yeah.
Now, see, Thomas caught this. Was it 57 pound? Oh, he says 56, but see, I tried to give him a pound, but 56 pound blue, and it didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing for me.
Wow.
It was like I would hand it off to him, and it would fight. It'd come to me, and it'd do nothing. So it was just like, nah, okay, whatever. Yeah.
Maybe the stronger than Thomas. Ain't even fighting hard. They get the Thomas is all struggling with it.
Yeah, I'm like,
stronger
quit
than
acting. I'm like, quit acting, Thomas. That ain't no big fish. So, yeah. Okay. I have really enjoyed this,
Yeah, me too.
a lot.
Yeah, good time.
So, Drell, you have any more questions? Chat.
I think I did see something over here. Okay, so you said something about over there in Kentucky. Did you used to live in Kentucky then, or?
Oh, no, I was just visiting family, and so I was killing two birds with one stone.
Okay, yeah, because I heard earlier you said something about being over in Kentucky. So, and then I didn't know if you just went straight from Florida to over there just only for CatCon, but yeah, okay. That's you said something about the family thing too. So yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Louisville. I think it was in Louisville.
Oh,
the Catfish Conference. Louisville.
Where CatCon was. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
I was thinking you went somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about 2 hours away.
Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we're about 2 hours from Louisville. So
I'm already planning for the next one. I kind of heard it wasn't going to be in Kansas City because they do 2 every year. So kind of got to watch Facebook and see what they're going to do. So it's going to be interesting.
Was there one? You went to the Kansas City one, and then you went to the Louisville one. Was one of them not better than the other, but did you enjoy one of them better than the other? I guess.
No, I mean, for what I went for, I will say Kentucky had a lot more space, and they had a lot more, with the boats and the canoes, and I mean, you could really look at the equipment hands on. They didn't have a lot of that in Kansas City, and then the flip side of that, they had the crappie side. So even if my main focus was catfish, but I also like the crappie side to see the rods and and stuff like that for the crappies, and just kind of hear that. But no comparison. I think it's a size thing with Kansas City versus Kentucky. Kentucky you can get more stuff in there, whereas Kansas City was a little. I guess the space was smaller, but enjoyed both. So I wouldn't pick one or the other. Still got to meet met you guys, so of course Kentucky was a plus from that perspective. But yeah,
met us. I guess that is true. You met us, so that just blew Kansas City out the water.
yeah.
I gotta just go like dust off the old shoulder. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Let's see. Drummer Travis, sorry sis, I gotta hit the road. Thanks for sharing your passion and congrats on the interview.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, whenever I'll say it again. I've been talking about you since we left CatCon, okay? Because you came up to us and was like, hey, I want to meet you and stuff like that. And I'm like, can you believe she wanted to meet us? She wanted to meet us, Jarrell? Why? Why us? And it's like, from then, we've had all these interviews and stuff, and we're like, hers is coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. So
yeah, well, I think when we met, the crowd was still coming in, and it was just like I wanted you to have time to meet everybody else, but we just kept talking, and it was like, okay, how do I end this? Because there's like 4 or 5 people standing over here, but it would be like the next question, and then the next question, and then the line was getting longer. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to be rude. We just got to cut it off. And when you said, like, come on my show, I'm like, okay. But every time I would try to come back, the line was still, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till the show, But yeah, so I did my best not to be rude. I followed the manners. Say hi, take a picture. It was hard.
So she didn't she didn't act the way I acted whenever I saw Keith from Fishing and Stuff.
Oh my god!
Oh man, that was funny. I didn't mean to act like that either.
Always a line to meet you.
Did you hear Thomas?
No.
What do you say?
He's gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna get like.
I had told her that there was a lot of people that are going to be at CatCon that wanted to meet her, and MamaJ just confirmed that there was always a line of people that wanted to meet her.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. It just it hit me right here. It really did. It really did. Because it was like, what? Really? So I appreciate you for, coming
Absolutely.
up to
Yeah.
It was great.
And I said that too. That after the first show back after I got back from there, being around Trina over there at CatCon, everybody was like, "Oh hey, they're all like, oh hey, because they're past the, they're like, hey man, who cares about you, dude?" Like everybody wanted to be talking to Trina, and I was all like. And it made me feel good. I even told her at CatCon, man, this is cool, man. I feel like I'm moving with like a little celebrity and everything. I go, like, yeah, why they want to meet me? I'm like, you're like awesome. That's why they want to meet you.
And
Stop.
you guys gotta remember, you were
It felt good.
strategically placed by Palmetto Cats, and then you are next to that area where all the other YouTubers got to sit or take a break. So
Mm.
when they came to see the other, it was just like you were right there, and you were in that main path before they could turn and go up to Has and those guys. I remember where you were because and it was just like, oh, okay, well nobody's here. I can talk. And then by the time we got into it, the line was like, I mean, I can feel people staring at me like, take a picture and move. I mean, they were like, I was like, all right, I
Well,
gotta
let
go.
us
Yeah.
well, let us know when you're going next time, and we'll meet
Okay.
you. We'll meet you
All
there.
right. Yep. And I'll be in
Let's
touch
see,
with you
JB.
guys on about July. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that'd be so great. That'd be so great.
I must have been I missed. I guess because I'm her bestie friend, though, she didn't make me carry nothing. I didn't have to carry nothing like I thought I would.
Yeah, the first year we went, Gary went with us, right? And he just took over as the backpack carrier. I was like, "Can you hold my bag? Can you hold my bag?"
See,
I take a
uh,
picture. Yeah.
Mama Jake, like what Thomas said. Mama J confirmed that everybody wanted to meet Sharina, and then this confirmed that I'm Sharina's bestie friendo because I would catcalled with her and I didn't have to carry nothing.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop. Okay, so one day when you come here, you won't have to carry anything. You won't have to wait and in line for anything. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna catch some fish and have a great time doing it.
I need a grass carp and a buffalo.
Well,
I
that's
want
And a
out
all
there.
three.
and a gar. And a gar.
I want all three. Common, grass, buffalo.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
So
about that. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
what?
Mirrors will be the hard.
Yeah, the mirror is hard because
Oh,
it's rare out there.
Don't you get a buffalo?
No, never a buffalo
Um,
carp. No such thing. Don't. Okay, when we get off here, he's
has
gonna.
Mama J, have you caught a mirror carp before? A mirror carp? You haven't
no,
caught
but
one?
I've seen them caught, but no, I haven't caught one.
Yeah. They're I catch them. I catch one
Yeah,
like
they're
every
beautiful fish.
8 to 10, I think. Every 8 to 10 carp, I catch like one mirror carp. And
Well, Terrell,
Sharina,
I
you caught
caught
one?
like 4 or 5 in one day, but they're rare. They say they're rare out there, and I'm like,
Hmm.
not today. No.
Oh, I thought you only caught like 2 of them. I thought you caught like
Who,
two
you?
mirror carp. No,
Me?
you. Yeah, I didn't know that.
You need to go
Yeah.
back and look at my pictures, Terrell.
The Yeah, I'll catch one every like 8 to 10 carp. That one day, that one live I did, I caught 3 of them in one trip. I'm like, where are these coming from? Because that never happens like ever. I'll catch like maybe 3 a month, and not in one trip. That was weird. So maybe they're getting more plentiful. But like you said though, they say they're rare. They're not that rare though.
Mhm.
Like around, well, in my area, they say they're rare, but I catch them. Not a lot,
Right.
but yeah, I catch them.
Yep.
So when you go out there and fish, Mama J, and you don't catch a fish in 10 minutes, what do you do?
But it sounds like a trick question because Jarrell just fell into the camera. Um, so it depends. Uh, Again, if it's a small lake or small pond, however you want to classify it. I'm just like, eventually they'll swim around, they'll smell it, they'll get to it. I put enough chum out there, so they'll get there. But if it's a like I don't know, a couple of acre, like a huge lake, I may move, but I may. So yeah, if I do all day Saturday, I may give a spot an hour. If I don't even catch a bluegill, in an hour, I'm out. But you know, again, sometimes I really go to relax and just kind of, you know, chill out, you know, kind of get my stuff going between work and what I got to do at the house. But yeah, if I'm really after it, an hour and I'm out. I've seen a lot of fishermen start to do that, even in the boat. They'll give a spot 30, 45 minutes, even if they see them on the sonar. Yeah, they'll go, and they may come back because again, if the water temperature changes or the water flow changes or the sun, the way it hits, you know, whatever that is, they can come back to that spot a couple hours later and just snag them. So yeah, but I'll at least give it an hour. Yep. I take it there's a different rule. You said 10 minutes, so am I sitting too long or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jarrell has.
She was like, I caught a fish. Well, you caught one 6 minutes ago, woman. What are you talking about? I'm like, what? She goes, I want to catch one every 5 minutes. I'm like, you need a fish in your bathtub with like 50 fish if you want to catch one every 5 minutes.
There's an art to both, you know, with your carp fishing, you know, you're probably chumming that water every 20 minutes because of course your bait dissipates. You've got the fake cord on the bottom, and then the swirls. You got the current moving that all around. Pull it back in, you chum it, you bait it up, chum it again. You know, same with catfish. It's a wait, it's a patience. You have to have patience, you wait, but don't give it all day. Like if you haven't caught anything, you know, in 4 hours, go somewhere else. So you give it an hour. Yeah. But at least use your techniques of, you know, waiting to see what's there, trying different baits, spread your stuff out. Again, the water, the current, the wind, like all that has to play into it. So you just kind of got to get what works for you, what you're comfortable with. If it's 10 minutes, then you go, you know, and then if it's not, then you stay, you know, a couple hours and keep it moving. Wait, sun could come up by noon, you come back, you know. I don't know if there's a morning bite, an afternoon bite, or evening bite. I just think it's just your technique and where you're fishing and looking at all the circumstances, and you'll catch it. You know, yeah. That's just how I do it. Yeah. If it was a boat,
when we're
45, especially if I'm marking them and you don't bite in 45 minutes in a boat, I'm out because I got so much I can go. But on the bank, it's kind of limited with where you can go. So I give it a little bit longer.
And that's another thing. People think like, oh, the catching that stuff is on a boat. It's easy to catch fish on a boat. No, it's not. It is harder to catch fish on a boat than it is on the bank. A lot of people don't understand that stuff. But a lot of people fish better on the boat than they do the bank. It doesn't mean it just depends on them. Because if I get on the boat, it's like, you know what I mean? Because we're on your bank, like, okay, cool, there's some structure, whatever. Okay, I'm set up here. But when you have all this stuff to look at underwater, like, okay, man, where do I start at? It's tough. It's tough, though. It is tough.
And remember, in your boat, if you're in 60 feet of water, you can't use the power poles, you know, to put you down because they don't make them that long. So now you're dropping this big anchor down, and it moves, you know, and then you got to pull that joker back up.
Yeah,
so,
I hate.
And then you got to watch, you know, people coming and going, and the waves, and you got so much you got to contend with. So
it's a lot of stuff, a lot of factors, like the boat swaying. You know what I mean? That's annoying, man. That drives me up the wall every time. The swaying of the boat. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. That's the most annoying thing.
You think you're in a good spot, and then after you done thrown that anchor out, and
then you got then there's just anchoring up, and then it's like but it's tough though. A lot of people.
Yeah, even if you use a drift sock, you're still gonna have to have your spot lock. So you gotta have a real good spot lock system on your, you know, and then you gotta worry about that, and you know, it's just so much you gotta think about. And even on bank fishing as well, you know, but you know, it's just different. So yeah, I agree. Some folks, say, oh, it's easier because you can get in the boat and go to deep water. Yeah, but I don't mean they're gonna bite. If they're not biting, they're not gonna bite. I mean, and then what bait do you have? Did you just bring cut bait or did you bring worms? Sometimes they'll take a worm like that. So you're out there trying the same thing I'm trying on the bank. I'm just not in 60 feet of water, maybe in 40. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Thomas said trolling motor affects the fish when you spot lock. Yeah.
Because they hear that hum, they hear that vibration.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Would that still affect it if y'all like still in 60 feet of water, like still that deep? Probably not as much. I would think, but yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't have a spot lock and like my freaking lakes are like what 28 feet and then the other lake is 43 feet. That's it. Y'all got over there those rivers, man. They're like 60 feet, 75, 80 feet deep. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, man. So
and then just think if you're fishing, it's a nice day, and then all of a sudden a storm blows in. Now you got 60-foot anchor that's hung on something. The waves have picked up. They're white capping, and you're trying to get your anchor out. Versus I'm on the bank. Oh, the wind's coming or the rain's coming. Choo 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 choo, and I'm out. So it's all situational. Yeah.
Yeah, and one live, I was on the Trina. It was in November when I was live in November. Trina popped in and had to play mom. She had to tell me to watch my mouth. You remember that? I was so frustrated on the boat. I was like, I wasn't talking bad, but I wasn't saying very nice things.
Right.
She had to pop in. Drew, you need to watch your mouth. I was frustrated. That was my excuse. I was frustrated.
You have to convince your wife to pull up the anchor. That's the hard. Well, yeah, like they said, 60 feet. Throw that out there.
We got a
You know what?
And I've seen some people use those, anchors you got it, in the store. And then Top Knox, he used to use a brick. He tied a brick to some rope.
Cinder blocks.
Yeah, cinder block. I was like,
shoot,
pull it up. Yeah.
So look at this though. Okay, see, Thomas goes, you have to convince your wife to pull up the anchor. That's the hard part. See, maybe that's why Shrina was so strong when she had that catfish. The catfish wasn't doing nothing. She was like, this catfish ain't doing nothing. And then every time she handed it to Thomas was all struggling.
That was that summer, wasn't it? Whenever I was pulling the anchor, it was the summer where I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, so he was like, yeah, go ahead and get that anchor. And I'm like, okay, and each stop I would be the anchor man. Okay. If you check out some of my pictures from that summer, I had some guns.
You were in the front of the boat where the anchor was.
Oh, he says because I was where the anchor was. He still could have walked up there and done it.
I drove the boat.
Hey, I learned to drive the boat too.
Then you need to do it more if you don't want to pull the anchor.
He's going to be the anchor man this year. Okay, Gary asked, where is 60 feet of water on the White? We need to take you there. It's by that bridge.
Shut up.
Oh, whoops. I told that spot. You got to make it there first. But yeah, there is a spot that, it's a nice spot. So,
yeah,
that's funny.
Well, he's been there.
He's been there.
Yes, we had him there in the big boat.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I've got. I've really enjoyed this, and we'll have to do it again.
Absolutely.
Sometime.
Yep. We'll do.
Is there anything that you would like to say, MamaJ, to take us out? That we might not have covered.
This was awesome. This was, this could be one of my goals to finally, be interviewed by someone on YouTube. I mean, you got a lot of followers and you've done a lot of great stuff with your channel. And then, going fishing live with Jarrell, I watch him and he gets frustrated. I think the last time I saw you, the camera blew over. You were like, what? So I'm surprised he didn't say something crazy that day. But
yeah.
I'm sure I was thinking it. I'm sure I was thinking it.
Yeah. So no, this has been awesome, and I mean, in the spirit of this weekend, for those that are watching, Happy Mother's Day to all. It's I know you got the kids, Serena. I've heard you guys kind of joke about that. So no, Happy Mother's Day. I mean, maybe take mom out to go fishing. Start with the closed rod or the open rod and the worms and the minnows and see what you get. You never know. Big fish swim close sometimes. And I mean, you can catch something. Just depends on the day and the timing. So that would be it. Happy Mother's Day. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And happy Mother's Day to you too.
Yeah, to you too.
Yeah. Thank you.
I get to go spend Mother's Day with my daughter. It'll be her very first Mother's Day, so I get to see my grandbaby. It's gonna be, yes, she's gonna be an official woman too. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be my little fishing buddy.
Oh.
Yes, so looking forward to July. Let's set that up and stick around after the show, and we'll talk a little bit. Okay, if you can.
Okay.
If you can.
Yeah, I'm good. Yes, I can.
All right, Jarrell.
Alrighty, guys. So that's gonna be the end of the show. We appreciate everybody in here in the chat, and we appreciate everybody watching, and everybody stayed in here. We went on about an hour and 36 minutes, and we appreciate MamaJ coming up to us at CatCon and everything, and we get to talk to her more comfortably, more comfortably over here. So we appreciate you accepting our invite too to be here on the show and everything. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. We hope you have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see y'all again next time. Thank y'all.